I really want to have a nice and deep conversation with you, Renata. I'm just wanting to know about your academic record. Is it true that you didn't go any farther than high school? How could that have happened to you? You truly are a mistake, aren't you? You're so different compared to your brother, the successful lawyer.
Huh? Why on earth would you bring something like this up with me? Oh wait, let me guess. It's you, Anna, isn't it? What's brought this on all of a sudden?
What do you mean, what's brought this on? I think you existing as only a high school graduate is what brought this on. I was expecting more of you. Look what I've done, for example. I've married a hardworking and beyond successful lawyer. I really thought that the rest of his family would have excellent qualities as well. But no way did I think that his sister was that stupid. You only just graduated high school? Is that some kind of a joke? Don't you think that you disappoint a lot of your family because of this?
Okay. Are you seriously putting it down because of that? I think the way you're talking to me is disgraceful and makes high school graduates over the country feel terrible. Do you have any idea how rude you're being right now? There are quite a few people in our country that haven't gone to university, and that should be perfectly okay. Not everyone that graduates from school wants to carry on with their education. Maybe they want to work, and that should be okay. In times like this, I think you need to refrain from saying such things, Anna.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you trying to tell me what to say and what not to say? Oh, do you think that theory is going to work with me? You're dreaming, Renata. Wait a minute. Were you just wanting to say something like that to sound smart? Was that your desperate attempt? Well, it definitely didn't work with me. Wow, such a shame that it failed. I suppose your brother is the one that got all the good genes in the family and you got all the crappy ones. At least you've got one thing going for you. At least you're a woman. If you can reel in a good man, you can live a good life and live through him.
Yeah. Well, I don't listen to people that give me that type of advice, Anna. It's not going to help me make me feel better about myself, and I know my worth anyways.
Whatever, I don't care. You do know that no one's willing to listen to a useless person like you. If you really want to be heard by people, why don't you go to college now? Oh, I guess you can't, since you don't have the brains to pass the SATs to get into university anymore. Your education really has been a waste of time for your family.
Anna, do you even think about what you did when you go on and on about my failure to go to college? You may have graduated, but you only got a clerical job. Then you thought it was a good idea to go on a blind date, and then you got married to my brother. You're living a life that's pretty much a model course. You didn't know what you wanted to do as a career, so you took the easy way out. Aren't you dissatisfied with only just being happy with what you've got? Don't you want a career? Are you the type of person that can only establish dominance in life when you put down others for what they've tried to do in their lives?
What the heck did you just say to me? What are you trying to do here? Howl at me like the loser you are and try to take me down? Nice try, Renata. It's not like that at all, and you know it. Your brother, the sibling that's more superior than you, he's just brought us a house recently, so how am I not satisfied with my life? All I've got to do now is be the full-time housewife here and live a relaxed life in my flashy new house. Don't you think that this is a life that everyone envies? Meanwhile, you're just here moaning and groaning when you're only a high school graduate. Even though you're not that much older than me, I still feel so sorry for you. I know that things are difficult for you, but if you try your best to catch a man who has a lot of excellent qualities, you can be successful too, okay?
Anna, up until recently, I thought that you had a cheerful and quiet persona. But I guess I was wrong. Do you think you acted that way when you found out I was only a high school graduate?
But I still am that person. You're still on the right track when it comes to who I am. I'm still cheerful and quiet. I understand you more than you realize. Your family doesn't have a lot of money, does it? I've noticed that your parents' house is rather small, and my dear father-in-law always wears tracksuits. I guess they wanted to do their best to make at least one of their children be the main earner, and I suppose they chose your brother. So you were neglected and only just got to finish high school?
Wow. You know what, Anna? That's actually a great theory that you've come up with. However, you shouldn't criticize other people's families without a good reason for it, Anna. You know, someday, everything you say will backfire and karma will come back to bite you. Your character will be called into question soon, Anna.
Well, no matter what a high school graduate says to me, it doesn't make much of a difference as a whole. Sounds like you're just being a sour grape to me. Your brother has been making fun of you for a long time as well, and I don't blame him. There's really not much that can be done about what you've had to go through.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, but I feel like I'm living a smooth and satisfied life, Anna. If you just keep quiet, I won't hold too many grudges against you.
It doesn't matter what you think of me, Renata. I don't really care. From now on, I don't want to be involved with someone who has such a low-level status. Also, don't ever ask for money from us, all right?
What on earth are you talking about, lady? You obviously don't earn your own money, so I don't understand why you're acting so high and mighty towards me.
Well, I was the one who chose to be with a successful lawyer, and I was the one who chose to be with a good man. That is all thanks to my own ability to attract that type of man. Now, would you just do me a favor? Get out of my sight. There's no need for a lowlife like you to be involved with us anymore. We're ending this relationship with you.
You're cutting me off? I haven't done anything to you. Anna, do you even realize how selfish and horrible you're being right now?
Excuse me, what do you think you're doing, Renata? Huh? What are you here for? Didn't I tell you that we're cutting you off? Weren't you listening?
You say that, but it seems to be all one-sided to me, Anna. My brother is a part of my family, so I think it's only fair for me to come over for the housewarming.
I should have known that a poor family member like you would sneak their way in here so that you could ask for money from my lawyer husband right away. Isn't that right? Did you really think you could get away with this by coming into our house for free and just ask for whatever you want? I don't work that way.
Okay, you've got me really confused. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Anna. Could you just be straight with me so I can understand what you're saying?
You know, if you want to visit our house, it's going to cost you almost $10,000. If you can't pay for it, how about you just go on home now, okay?
That's absolutely ridiculous. You're kidding me, right? You're not actually being serious, are you? Who asked a family member to pay to visit their house?
I'm being dead serious, Renata. I'm making you pay because you're not welcome here. Even though we had a relationship, there was no merit in having it anymore since you're such a failure. I'm not some idiot who's going to be waiting for you to pester me. I'm not going to put up with that. It's best to cut ties with someone who jinxes everything as soon as possible.
Well, I don't know if you can do that since your husband is part of my family. And I'm a jinx. Really? If you feel like this, I guess I'll just go home then. But I do have one more thing that I want to ask you. Don't you think you're going to regret how you've been talking to me and you wanting to cut ties with me?
Are you kidding me with this crap right now? Don't make me laugh. Otherwise, I'm going to start rolling on the floor and I won't be able to stop. Why would I regret cutting ties with a poor, uneducated member of this little family? Just shut up and go home. I don't want to have to deal with you anymore.
Okay. If you want things to end up this way, then so be it. I understand what you want perfectly clear. I'll go home and leave you alone. I hope you don't regret your decision.
Hey, Renata, I'm really sorry about earlier. I didn't actually mean what I said to you. Come over and see our new house. We'll host you and give you some really nice tea and sweets. Renata, please answer my messages. You need to tell that to my dear father-in-law, okay? Look, you haven't answered your phone in a while now. Please reply.
You know what, Anna? My answer is no. Just recently, you said that you've severed ties with me, right? Who do you think you are trying to get me to do things for you?
Look, I'm really sorry for saying that, okay? I honestly didn't mean any of it. That's why I apologized, okay? I can't believe that the law firm where my husband works is actually my father-in-law's firm. I never thought it was his father's. He's been keeping it quiet from me all this time, too. So even though I'm not the one truly at fault here, I still will apologize because I'm a good person.
Wow. I can't believe how bad you're wanting to apologize right now. What an absolute joke. Don't you realize how terrible you've been? I'm shocked at your mentality and how you've slowly gotten to these points in realizing things about my family. You've got guts, I'll give you that.
Hey, come on now, Renata. There's no need to be like that when I am trying to make amends here. What should I do about my father-in-law, huh? You were both supposed to come over for the housewarming today, right? That still needs to happen. I'm trying to turn things around, okay?
My dad was with me. We went together and got to the front of your house so that we can celebrate you guys having your new home. But once you showed us your true attitude, well, let's just say it wasn't appreciated by me or my father. So he said, let's just go home to me, and so we did. We didn't want to deal with you anymore. Anyways, my dad isn't here at the moment. He's currently playing golf. As he should be, considering he doesn't get many days off and wants to do his own thing.
You've got to be kidding me right now. Renata, this isn't good. I'm sorry that you came all the way here and then he wanted to turn around and go home again. Now, next time he comes over here, I'll treat him right. So why don't you just bring him over here, okay? But then if he's playing golf, there's not much that can be done about what happened.
This is very interesting. It seems like you're panicking and trying to keep a straight face, but it's no use. You're starting to crumble, aren't you? My father's not a man of many words, but it seems to me that he's given up on you after what you've been saying to me. He said that if you're going to have that kind of attitude, we'll make you do things on your own. My father has been helping out my brother a lot up until now, but he's over how you treat this family. He's done with helping out now. He doesn't put you in the best position, Anna. He said something like, I have no intention of helping a family with a wife like you. Well, it seems that as long as my brother is with you, he'll probably be fired. So your attitude is the kind you display when help is needed, and my father is so over that. To the point that he doesn't want to do anything for his son either.
You can't be serious, right? I had no idea that my father-in-law felt that way about me or even about Reagan. Look, to be honest, between you and me, I think your brother is a bit of a show-off. He didn't seem to tell anyone that his father was helping him with things because he wanted to prove that he can do everything himself. He told me he was a self-employed lawyer. I thought for sure that he had his own office and everything. I never thought that his father was helping him out with the firm or anything like that.
Oh, is that what you thought? Well, hate to break it to you, but that's what the situation is. I know very well that my brother has always been a show-off. He's been that way ever since we were kids. I know that he's the type of person who looks down on others and only praises himself when things are accomplished. I think that's what makes you both really similar in how he can deal with your attitude. You probably hide a lot of your struggles to make yourself look cool and that you can handle things.
Well, I never thought that Reagan would be hiding this kind of information from me. I understand now that I was really rude to my father-in-law. I just didn't think he had an office.
Yes, I'm sure you thought that considering you said that he was always in tracksuits, and you thought he didn't do much with his life. I guess I didn't understand what your definition of rich is, Anna. I don't know if my father is the kind of rich person you'd consider ideal, but a person like you would never catch up with him. My father is a businessman who knows how to make deals, communicate with people, and has the ability to make a lot of money because of who he is as a person.
Oh, really? He's like that? He didn't show any proof of the sort that made him seem like a wealthy man. I didn't think he was that much of an amazing person.
The house that they live in. It's small too, right? So you thought they didn't have money, yeah? But what you don't know is that it's my father's fifth house. That house was also purchased with the intention of renting it out. Apparently, moving started to become quite a hassle, and my mother also said that it was difficult to move around when the house was so big. So, of course, the alternative was to get a smaller house, so that's what they live in now. Also, there was a free room, so I'm staying there too.
Huh? What are you even talking about? What kind of extravagant reason is that? Isn't one... I don't understand, but that means it's not your home, it's your parents'?
I guess you don't know the definition of what a family home is, Anna. Any family member can live there. If it's the house your parents live in, then isn't it the family house? The other house that they've got is already being rented out, so I can't go there right away, unfortunately. So I guess I just have to be patient and wait my turn.
Wait just a minute there, Renata. Does that mean your father is extra rich? Because I didn't hear anything like that from my husband. Not a peep.
Well, my brother is a show-off, you see, so of course he wouldn't admit something like that. He didn't even want to praise my dad, even though he was richer than him. Also, if it's the family that's rich, it's actually because of the parents and not the kids. But sure, people mistake that because they turn around and say that Reagan's so amazing. At the time, he was working in my father's law firm, but he thought it would be less impressive to say that rather than say he's an independent lawyer. To be honest, it just seemed that he wanted to look cool in that situation and didn't want the things that weren't true about him to come out. He's so lame sometimes.
So, for that reason, he didn't say anything about it? But if I'm being honest, that makes me more relieved than anything else. It just goes to show how reliable your parents are. I think that we'll be just fine when it comes to working with them in the future, especially now that I know the truth about Reagan's employment.
Huh? What on earth are you even talking about, Anna? Do you really think that after everything you and Reagan said, that you asking for help is acceptable?
Excuse me? I think so, because we're all family after all, and I finally understand the situation that Reagan's been keeping from me. There's nothing but benefits in us all working together. Can't we just get along from now on, since I know the situation, and Reagan can just continue on working in the firm so he can earn lots of money along with your father?
Wait, what? Are you being serious right now? Have you not been listening to anything to what we've been trying to say? My brother will be fired because of you. As you just said to me just a few hours ago, we'll be cut off from each other because of the way you've been treating me. There's no reason to be swayed by your kindness.
Hang on, no, that can't happen, okay? Did I not explain myself before when I sent you that apology message? It was all just a dumb joke that I thought you'd find funny, but it backfired, so I said I was sorry. Don't be so angry about it, Renata. This was all just a huge misunderstanding. You know that, right? My husband was being taken care of at that firm, so I just got the whole story wrong.
So basically, you're just trying to keep my brother employed when you already screwed up his chances in the first place with your terrible attitude. So you're being the supportive but rude wife so that you can lead a happy life, right? And that you don't have to worry about money, correct? You know that my father's turned a blind eye when it has come to my brother's behavior up until now. You know that he asked for your hand in marriage without consulting us first. Did you know that? And then you turned out to be a horrible woman who's just a gold digger. This is the result of doing things on your own. My father was shocked, but at this point in time, we're not surprised by your attitudes.
But isn't all of what I said behind us now? It's over and done with, right? Since we're family and whatnot, we should all be trying to get along with each other, okay? If I knew everything about the situation from the beginning, I wouldn't have acted like this towards you or your parents. I would have been a lot nicer.
Well, you should have been nice to us in the first place, whether you knew about my brother's situation or not. It just proves what kind of person you are, and obviously you're a horrible one. But also, if you knew everything, you'd be sucking up to our family anyway. Either way, we'd still know you're just a gold digger. You were pretending to be sly, weren't you?
Hey, how dare you say those sorts of things towards me? I don't think I'm sly at all, or even remotely close to being a gold digger. I'm quite a nice person when I'm kept in the know about things.
Your previous messages say otherwise, Anna. It doesn't change the fact that you said that I was unsuccessful since I was only a high school graduate and everything.
Well, that's what I said. I get that, but that was it. It wasn't anything too horrible, and how was I supposed to know that you have a pretty successful family otherwise? It's totally fine. I feel like we didn't get along well initially. Look, I get it. You're also part of the family, and it's just another family member that I've got to try and communicate with. I can't help what I said was sort of true, right?
Well, incidentally, that was one of the reasons why my father was so angry about this whole thing with you. To my father, I'm his precious daughter and he wants to protect me.
I don't get what you mean at all, Renata. What are you talking about? Even though you're only a high school graduate, you're still able to fulfill the role of being a good daughter, so you're spoiled, right?
Okay. I see where you're coming from right now, but you're very much mistaken when it comes to my relationship with my parents and my education. My education that I got in the United States is only up to when I graduated high school because I went overseas to do my university education.
Hold on a minute. Did you seriously go overseas to do university? You could afford to do that? Are you kidding me right now with this?
Why would I kid about my education, Anna? Unfortunately, I got sick near my high school senior year, so I wasn't able to go to university for a while after that. But I'll tell you now, I wasn't that bad when it came to studying. I was quite diligent. I studied hard even while I was in the hospital. When I had enough energy, I often used studying to pass the time stuck in that uncomfortable bed. So it was hard, but I managed to not only just finish high school, and then I had to study hard for the exams to get into university. I was able to get into a university overseas, so that's where I studied.
Huh? Are you actually being serious right now? You did all of that, even though you were stuck in a hospital bed, sick? So that means you must be quite smart to be able to push past all those obstacles.
Well, all I can say to that is thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you actually saying that, even though you thought I had no brains initially. You know, we're pretty sure that my brother is not as smart as I am. He just finished high school, decided what path to take, took the exam, got into university, finished, and became a lawyer. It wasn't a very tactful move on his part, so I guess he knew that he was going to get some help from my dad. He's basically eating out of the palm of my dad's hands.
Well, then explain this to me. Why are you still holed up at your parents' house if you're so much smarter than my husband? You can't be too smart if you don't have your own place.
I may like studying, but I'm not the most sociable human being. I want to be able to work in an environment I can communicate well in. So I started my own company and now I work in my room.
Oh, so that's how you're actually getting by. If so, I'd be more than happy to be friends with you, since you're definitely trying to set up your own company and whatnot. On that note, now that I know way more about this family, how about we all reunite again so you can all come over to the house now so we can celebrate and hang out?
I said to you before, Anna, we're not coming over. My father is no fool, and he's not going to be sucked into your fake kindness. After seeing your attitude, he's done with you. There's no way at this point we can all get along and be friends or whatever. It's not going to work. Please live a selfish and happy life with your husband.
But you and your parents can't do this to us. We're also a part of this family, and you can't treat us like this. Your brother got really angry about this. He said he's going to divorce me.
You know what? I'm not surprised that he said that to you after all the attitude you've displayed. He's finally seen the light, I guess. Too little, too late, though. In the end, he's one of those people that lives by showing off his own appearance, and I guess you're spoiling everything for him. You should really treat people better, Anna. If my brother and father are able to cut you out of this family, then so can I. I don't need a sister-in-law who's going to drag me through the mud all the time.
But your family can't do this to me, all right? It was all just a huge mistake, and how the heck am I supposed to live if your brother divorces me? I'm just a housewife, remember? Do any of you understand how much trouble you're causing by trying to throw me onto the streets? You can't do something like this to a human being.
Oh, is that so? But you were the one who was being so rude and obnoxious to us in the first place, Anna. You set yourself up for this, so it's all on you. You really should think about what you've done and try to do better when it comes to other people. All you do is make fun of people. Also, didn't you say full-time housewives are the best? That's on you for thinking that. You realized too late that you couldn't live on your own as a housewife because you'd have no money coming in. Too late to be happy now.
Please, don't say things like that. Why are you being so mean to me when I don't think I was that mean to you? Look, I'm really sorry for everything I said. Please, I'm begging you. I can fix the relationship that this family has with me. I can be a better person. I promise you all that. Please, give me another chance.
That's quite a change of heart that you're expressing, Anna. But I think that it's too late and also impossible for you to do, so this is goodbye. Also, don't try and contact me again because I'm not going to reply. And I shouldn't have to deal with a toxic woman like you in my life or in my parents' life. After that huge debacle when it came to Anna, she completely switched her character and went to the family house to try and persuade them to keep her in the family. They didn't want to hear a word of it, and the police got involved as she was trespassing on their property. She didn't go quietly, but they finally took her away in handcuffs. Regan apologized to his father and was on his knees sobbing and saying how sorry he was. The father never forgave Regan or Anna for their behavior and their attitudes towards Renata. As adults, they should have known better, and Regan should have seen what kind of person Anna was before they got married. After Anna was arrested, Regan went to a courthouse to finalize the divorce papers, and she was made to sign them. Angry and humiliated by this, Anna was fuming and ended up being abandoned by her husband, Regan. It seems like she's going to have a difficult life being single since her attitude doesn't get her very far with people. And that's the result of being too cocky. And of course, this is what happens if you don't treat others with respect.